Hi, what if I tell you that the professionals and people who you are looking up to are probably doing way less than you think and maybe even less than you, and yet they are at the top? The secret is not hidden in reps and sets and numbers. It's not discipline, it's not motivation. It is just understanding one simple concept that makes all the difference. And it can make you top 1% in your field. My name is Paolo, and I will explain you why training sometimes feels like anxiety, why many professionals can stay on the top of their game and never burn out, and how they are so calm and consistent with their results. Once you will see and understand what I'm about to tell you, you will not be able to unsee it. We go to the gym, we track everything we do, we judge every rep, we compare ourselves to the body next to us, or we compare our performance to yesterday's performance. And this was just an ordinary Tuesday. Or you go with your colleagues for an evening paddle and suddenly the tensions go so high that every point matters more than Olympic gold. You see what's happening? That performance mindset hidden in the training and competition attitude in a friendly game. And this confusion is creating a lot of friction. Not only in sports, this transfers to daily life as well. There are three dominant modes that we recognize: play, training, and performance. There are three different intentions, and at the same time, the nervous system activity required, the energy sources required, and the mental focus required are different for each. Obviously, as with everything, the first step is understanding the awareness of what is actually going on, and then we can start to move between the modes as we want and as we like. Because the secret is not in choosing one, it's knowing where you are and whether that's compatible with where you're supposed to be in the moment. When we play something, when we go for a friendly game, the main driver is curiosity, excitement, socialization. It's about bonding with people. It's about having good time. We should be in a flow, feeling safe, no judging, no pressure, just enjoying the time as kids would do when they are playing. They are not measuring their score, they are not measuring their performance. They are there just for the moment. Even elite athletes play. They enjoy the play and they protect the play. Usually the playful mood and mode is what got them to love the game at the first place. They don't eliminate it as they go pro. Maybe they spend less time in the play mode, but they are never neglecting it completely. The purpose of training is development. Developing capacity, developing skill, learning new stuff. The main driver is discipline and focused development of whatever needs to be developed. It's intentional and it's targeted. Training is structured in a way that a lot of time is spent on developing tiny bits and parts that only at the end they fall into a nice picture. There needs to be a feedback, there needs to be an objective criticism, and there needs to be a time and space to fix whatever was criticized. The correction in real time is probably the most important part of the development in the training. And it's becoming pretty obvious that this kind of focus and this kind of intentional work doesn't necessarily need to be enjoyable all the time. And many times it's not, but it's necessary for growth. Just because you love the game, it doesn't mean that you will love every single second of your training. There is no proving and there is no trying to win. There is a mild neural activation and the energy sources are managed very smartly because there is big emphasis on following recovery. Professionals love training. This is where they grow, this is where they learn, and this is where majority of their time is spent. The best of the best are many times super obsessed with details that normal people can't even see. And they spend hours grinding and drilling just to improve that one tiny bit of their game. When we talk about performance, the pure focus is on execution. That's where the all-out mode is coming. The outcome is the main driver, and that's where the focus goes. There is full-on fight and flight mobilization. And this kind of performance is an ultimate expression of what was learned before. It's showing the capacity under the highest pressure, and at the same time, there is no regard to saving, conserving energy. It's just full on, I show what I have right now, right here. That at the same time comes with the highest possibility of injury, and it also comes with the strongest exposure of the weaknesses. There is very little learning at this stage. There can be lesson learned from the performance afterwards, but during the performance, there is very little lessons to be learned because the pure focus is on the outcome. At the same time, this kind of mobilization of the nervous system, of the resources, is not sustainable. Professionals usually have 5, max 10% of their time spent in the performance mode. Performance is not a daily default. It's not something we should be doing on a daily and maybe not even on a weekly basis. So the question is, what are you actually doing on a daily basis? Are you trying to prove something on every session? Are you trying to beat everybody? Are you looking at the others, how well they are doing? Because if you do, you are not training. That's not your training session. You are performing on a daily basis. And that is just limiting your own development. If you rather focus internally on what is actually happening, how well are you doing, and what can be done and improved in the moment, that's where the magic comes in. Having more focus, maybe even a little bit more fun in training is not wrong. That's actually where the most of the improvement will happen. And at the same time, it's way much safer and it's not leading to a burnout. How could you really improve and focus on your own development when you are more concerned about the other people in the room? If you are losing the fun that you used to have and that novelty is not in your activity anymore, well, it might be just because you are trying to perform and prove something all the time rather than focusing on why you actually started for the fun element and development, so the training element. There is time and place for performance. For most people, if they are training 5 times a week, it will be once in 2 weeks, all out. If somebody is training 10 times a week as a pretty much professional at that level, maybe they do it once a week outside of their actual competitions, of course. If we will start treating training more like training, performance more like performance, and from time to time also don't forget to have fun along the way, it's going to create way much healthier environment, especially for being able to sustain the activity for the longer period of the time. So the question you can ask yourself is, what am I actually here for today? And you'll find your answer very easily. I told you, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Play, have fun, and develop the love for the activity or regain the love for the activity. When you're training, focus on yourself, build the skill, build the capacity, be critical, and try to improve what can be improved on the spot. And once you are performing, that's the best way to reveal the weaknesses because the pressure is never higher than there. All 3 of them are necessary. The point is how much of which, the ratio, and whether you are actually in the mode you want to be in and you're supposed to be in. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Paolo. Send this video to 2 people. First one, somebody you consider your best training partner, and second one, somebody who is competing way more than they should and they are not even aware of it. But don't tell them who is who. Also, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please reach out. See you next time.